Well, hello, y'all. This is Ambertown Geehan, your terrific Tuesday $1 Million Messenger, calling you from the greater Phoenix area. And I'm so grateful for Miss Tiffany Stout being able to fill in for me last week. I love you to pieces. I love you, love you, love you. But this week, I wanted to talk to you and share with you just some couple of time saver tips. We just did our Wild Unite meeting and had some directors share some amazing tips. And I thought, you know what? I think the Mary Kay world should know some of these tips that they shared. And so not all of them are mine, but I'm going to transfer some of them to you because I believe that some of us think that we need to do it all in order to have it all, and that's absolutely not the truth. And being able to delegate is such a blessing because you are affording somebody else's life. Well, first and foremost, let me get going. One of the things I learned watching my mom be a top Mary Kay sales director as I grew up was that the power of delegating and to work and compartmentalize different things. So I'm going to just give you these in order. One of the things I personally do is I put all of my personal care or my kids' personal care on one day of the week. So that would be a Wednesday. So if they have a dentist appointment, if I need to get their hair cut, if I need my hair done, like this Wednesday, I'll be getting my hair done. If I have orthodontist appointments, doctor's appointments, physicals, whatever it may be, it always gets put on a Wednesday if it can. And so I always know that that's a day that I could be running around and I plan to be out of the house. It's a Wednesday. And so that just happens to be the day I chose. I also only do my deliveries on one day a week. And so I learned from my grandma, who was a top sales director my whole entire career, and she taught me to give them that you deliver. I do my deliveries on Thursday, and if you would like it sooner than that, you could go. If you would like to pick it up from me sooner than that, they get a 10% discount. That 10% discount is a major time saver for me, and they pick it up from my doorstep. And so I can put little goodies in there and everything. So that is a huge time saver for local people. And the other thing that we do and that I do is that I do my 6 list at night, but my 6 list only has IPAs on it. Now, I'm going to get into that in a second about IPAs, but it only has IPAs on it because I have a list of other things I need to get done, but this is my IPA one that is going to produce income for me, and it's the most important one because it's going to change my family's life. So one of the things I do in my phone is I contact label. And so, so all of my kids, friends, parents would say something like this: Heidi, Donnie's mom, Cooper. So it says her name, who she belongs to, what kid belongs to her, and what kid of mine does she belong to. And so when Cooper's like, Mom, I want someone to hang out with, I'm like, all I do is type in Cooper, and all of the moms come up. So that's one thing I do. If they're a prospect of mine, and now I've had people on my phone that are prospects for years before they sign up, but I always go to my prospects when I'm going to invite people to events, and I start there. So I put prospect in front of their name and then their name. Now, if it's somebody that I met out and about, it's going to say Jennifer, Target, yellow shirt. That's what it's going to say. Mary Kay people, if they're a Mary Kay director, it's MKD. Then their name. If it is a national sales director, it's NSD. If it's a national sales director daughter, it's NSDD. And then their name. My customers are MKC. So I can just do MKC. My unit says unit, then their name. Anyone that's been in my unit prior is old unit. Let's see, how else do I label people? I think that's about all. They could be like a new lead that I got, and it would say lead in front of their name. And then if they book, then they're going to be at MKC. So it moves from lead to MKC. Another thing I do is when I take a selfie with them with their charcoal mask on, I save that picture as their contact picture. Why? Because then when I'm going and calling their referrals and sending a text after, and I'm going to attach the picture of her and I together in a selfie, I don't have to go searching for it. I just touch on her contact picture and it opens it up. So that's a time saver. Another thing that was shared that I absolutely utilize is your copy and paste. I know a lot of you copy and paste, but I believe most phones, I'm an Android user, but you can lock copy things that you use a lot so they don't go off of your copy paste section. So a lot of times you have that clipboard that opens up and you have a bunch of things, and if you have too many things, it starts deleting things off the end. But if you lock it, it won't delete it off the end. So I copy and I lock it so that it doesn't delete off the end if it's something I use a lot. And I also use my memos in my phone quite a bit. So any scripts I use a lot, I'll put them in my memos, like if it's not something I use all the time. So then I just go and I copy from there. I also have a secret area. I keep all of my families. Now I say this because my grandparents live down here and they like to forget their passwords. I save it in my phone under a certain secret section that nobody would know that that's what it is. And I also put all my mom's in there because she has a book, a little black book of passwords. And so that helps me. And anything kind of pertinent that I would ever need for security goes into a secret section I have in my phone. So another thing that I do is I organize my leads a certain way. I love, we're going to have Christine Azevedo, one of our directors. She likes to organize hers in a binder, and I think it's brilliant because she can write each time she called this person so that each person gets a page of new leads. I personally organize them in sandwich baggies. So when I get a new lead, it goes into the new lead sandwich baggie. When I've called them once, it gets moved into the called once sandwich baggie. When I've called them twice, then I just make notes on the lead itself. When I call twice, called 3 times, and I have 5 baggies. Why? Because it's important to make sure you've reached out 5 times because that's when you have the breakthrough. And then when they book, they get moved into the booked baggie. And it's literally that easy. And it's in the top left drawer of my desk. So that's how I organize them. The other thing I do to save time is I absolutely love Instacart. You know, one of the things I learned as a new sales director, actually I wasn't a new sales director. I was picking up my 3rd Cadillac, my 5th car, and I'd done $500,000, $600,000 several times, and I had my first child. And I had the opportunity to spend some time on the phone with Lisa Matson way back then, and she says, you can have it all, but you can't do it all. And the one thing I had to decide after listening to her and how much she delegated is, did I want to be known as a great laundry folder, or did I want to have time with my kids? And so from a very young age, and I would be willing to bet most top sales directors, you don't see it on Facebook, they have many people helping shore up their lives of areas that they don't need to be good at. And even if you are super good, does it help you move forward in your business, or does it help you be a better mom? No. Your kids will never remember who folded their clothes. Well, one, my kids have folded their own clothes since they were 5. So one of the things I love is if you can Google age-appropriate chores for kids and figure out what your kids can do at their age and make sure that they're becoming an active participant in your home. Now, I don't pay money for chores because I tell them that they live a very grateful life. They live a very luxurious life, and that this is a part of what we do as a team, that when the team works, the dream works, and they're a part of the family, and it's not us serving them. And so, but I do absolutely love Instacart. And so I'm just going to tell you straight up, I will Instacart my mom flowers for Mother's Day. That is something they do, so I'm going to do it. And but I Instacart, I have probably 50 different orders from Instacart, and once I figured it out, because I used to pay someone to do my grocery shopping for me, and it saves me way more money of not impulse buying and not wasting my time. And what I can do instead of, oh, I forgot these last ingredients to make my taco soup and I got to run to the store, but it really took me an hour, I can make more booking calls. I can make more sales calls. And that person, I'm paying a small tip. I'm so willing to do that because my time is valuable and so is yours. So if you have not got the Instacart link, you can get it, but you get 2 weeks free. So you might as well try it. I would. I thought, well, I'll see if I like this. I absolutely will never not do it. How about that? The other thing is delegating. And what do you delegate? When I was a brand new consultant, I grew up having a housekeeper, and I knew, could I clean my little 620 square foot condo? Yeah, I could. But did I want to? No, some of you guys have great joy in it, but is it a priority in your life right now? The 3 priorities that I decided I was going to be really good at is I was going to be strong in my faith. I was going to be a great wife and mom. And I was going to be a great businesswoman. And I needed to write down everything that I did, and I recommend you do the same. Write down everything you do, other than getting yourself ready because nobody else is going to do that for you. Write down every single thing you do and decide, is this moving me closer to being stronger in my faith, a better wife or a spouse or mom, or a better businesswoman? And now I'm going to say to you, I've had a housekeeper since I was 18 years old. I've paid for her to come clean my house when I just had a little condo one time a month. I have a housekeeper today. They come every other week. And I absolutely will always make the money to pay for that because I love my house smelling clean, looking clean, and I did not do it. But I'm going to be really clear. Could I do it? Yes. But does it move me closer to being stronger in my faith, closer with my family, or further in my business? No. And so I had to decide my top 3 priorities in my life. And I realized that at the end of my kids being kids, they're not going to care who cleaned their house. They're going to care that Cooper, when he was little and he was 3, he loved playing Thomas the Train. And I must have played Thomas the Train for hours. Every day I'd play for half an hour. And I'm like, you have to play Thomas the Trains again? Can't we play cars? You know, like we had to build the track. We had to play on the track. I had to make the sounds. And we had to build the bridge. And I did it because he wanted to do it. But if I was busy, being so busy, because I was a single mom at the time, so busy with the stuff that needed to get done in the house, would I have had that time with him to do Thomas the Train? Probably not. And so I would challenge you, put 10 parties on your books and get a housekeeper. And when Joe and I first met and we got married, he's like, well, I don't know how I feel about someone cleaning my house. I'm like, well, that's fine if you want to do it. It wasn't an option for me. Yes, Joe is the head of my household, but I'm a very strong neck. And I don't tell him he can't have a landscaper for the outside, and he has. I don't say, well, I don't know how I feel about somebody else doing the landscaping. No, I let him get a landscaper, and I make the money to pay for it. Because could he do it? Yes. Should he do it? No. Could you do it? Yes. Should you do it? No. And another thing, to delegate laundry. I only do my own laundry. I'm just being honest, and that's been for many, 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 many years. And even back when I had an assistant that worked at my home, she actually did all of our laundry. And then my kids got to the age where I'm like, okay, well, I'll lay it out. You need to fold it. And that's how we did it, because it's their responsibility. And they each have a spray bottle, so when they do a horrible job folding and they come out looking like they've been pulled out of a brown paper bag, they know that they can spray their shirt with water, and the heat from their body releases their wrinkles. That's a traveling tip. But every single one of us have our own spray bottles, and we'll walk up and say, hey, can you spray my shirt? And all of a sudden all the wrinkles come out, and they don't look like they had a horribly folded shirt. And so another thing is any kind of prepping. So anytime you're going to prep for an event, prep for a party, prep for, any kind of festive, decorating for Christmas, have you ever thought to go onto your Nextdoor app and see if there's somebody that does this very well and they're very good at it, looking for a little extra money? I challenge you to do so. If you need a tutor for your school, go on the Nextdoor app. Do things like that for your kids. You can find a lot of local people that do things on the side that could bless your life for a really affordable price. But I'm telling you, the top directors, the top nationals in this company don't do it all because they realize you can have it all and not do it all. Be really good at your top 3 priorities and decide the other things. Could you do them? Yes. Should you do them? No. So with that being said, I hope this challenges you to delegate a little bit more. But this is Ambertown Geehan, your terrific Tuesday $1 Million Messenger. Signing off. Have an amazing Tuesday.